Scrapping a ceiling fan. By far, this is one of the most popular things I pick up going around doing my nightly rummage through people's trash, or whatever you want to call it, that put stuff out beside the road. Apparently there's a lot of do-it-yourself people out there that change these things out. You see them a lot. And I see a lot of people bring them to the scrapyard and just throw them away this way as the regular shred, and you're losing money. So let's take this thing apart and see what it comes up with, and making a little more money out of it than shred. Again, safety first. This take these two screws out here. This is a part of the ceiling fan mechanism here on the bottom, and you would see this would have a light bulb socket in it. So there should be some wire on the inside of that we can take out. Any wire is good wire. You want to keep that stuff out and trim it down. Take your cover off of it. I just got a little bucket there in the floor for a small scrap. There's a pretty good size little mess of wire right there. And as we take this thing apart, we'll get some other stuff out of it. Turn this over a little bit. This pull chain. Take that little piece off there. Test it. Yep, brass. So we'll set that aside. Some of these chains will have a brass finish on them, but more than likely they're going to be steel. You can test that with your magnet to detect. Throw them on this other side. This plastic wobble base there, you've got an adjustment screw in it. We'll take it out. And this is the thing where you just, the fan hangs in its base to, well, just like the name says, so it can wobble back and forth, spin around. Just undo that screw. There's our bucket. This will come off. I'll see that. I'll get this ground wire bent out of the way. Push that down. There's a holding rod in there, steel again. It's lined up. Take our wire snippers. This ground wire out of the way. You always want to keep that over. Put in your ground to your regular wire. Take the ground wire mounting screw out. Slide that off. There's another pretty good size piece of shred. And then you're going to see a series of screws all the way around, and on the inside of this is going to be your motor, electric motor. So that's what we're trying to get to make a little bit more money. And there's a couple different ways. You can either take the electric motor and put it in as a copper bearing motor, or a copper shred, or copper. There's several different terms different yards have for that kind of stuff. It's basically something that has as much, or more steel than it does copper. Basically, you still have copper, so that's got to be loosened up. Now, the next thing we need to do is take this big outside fan housing loose. It's got some little bolts on this back here, and it's 11/32. Get that put on there. Get that broke loose. It'll come off pretty quick. We've only got just a couple threads in there to get those pretty long screws. Comes through there. Again, go in our bucket. Just turn around here. These other ones loose. And also tonight is trash night here where I live, so I'm going to take you guys out with me tonight and show you the pickup process, and how lucky that you can be just going I mean, I only go maybe 5 or 6 blocks around my house. I live in a small town, 30,000 people, and I get enough scrap by doing that to make a good run once a month. Again, that's good shred steel there. Put that over there. Shred steel. Now this has got another series of screws in it that you can take out on both sides, and will expose that copper bearing motor. Now you can just take that the way you see it off and get whatever money you can with the copper bearing motor, or you can keep taking this down the way we're going to here to make the most money out of it. There's a little holding screw in here with a square head on it, which is a pain in the stuff to get loose sometimes. Alrighty, I'm going to take that bolt out. I'm going to have to find something else to take that loose with and take these other screws out. What I'm going to do is take these screws out and show you what's on the inside of that. So we're going to pause and take that out, and I'll start your video back. Alrighty, back now. Take our last screw out. I got that out. Now we're going to take this top here, unscrew this. That's another good heavy piece of shred. You see this, how this is put together? Just take your flathead screwdriver and a hammer or something to pop that with. Just use this. And what you're trying to do is separate this black ring to get this fan to come apart. Alright, there we go. Set this back up. Pull that off. That's just another heavy piece to go in your shred. And there you go. There is the copper that's inside of a ceiling fan. Now you can see how these are put together. Sometimes you can take a screwdriver and just go down there and crack that loose and pop that back, and then just take your Dremel tool and cut each top of those and bring it back, or sometimes you can just work it out of there. And there's probably, I don't know, several dollars worth of copper inside this ceiling fan. Now if you'd have just thrown it away straight, you would have got shred price for it, or just a little bit more work. Taking several screws out of it will expose this copper lining on the inside of a ceiling fan. Now like I say, you can take that screwdriver, or you can just take a Dremel tool with a cut-off blade, or even a hacksaw, come across it and just cut those loose. And if you're going to do that way, cut those loose, and then take a larger flat screwdriver and just kind of shove your copper down through those holes. And once you get one of these loose, your copper loose right there, just take you some channel locks or something like that and break that metal out of there, and you just be able to work it all the way around. Then you still got your shred, and almost practically the same weight size, and then you've got all that nice copper there to use too. So those ceiling fans, don't just throw them away whole. Take them apart and make more money. Again, thanks for watching, and happy scrapping.